So, I hear your Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, made a trip up to Fort Worth this week.
What's a smile?
Well, first up, not my lieutenant governor. I'm only responsible for my own crazy. I can't be responsible for all of his crazy.
Don't want to take that on.
No, I can't take that on. I can't take that on. I knew you were going to want to talk about transgender children.
Yes.
So we need to go to school.
Yes.
Okay. In honor of school. I knew we were going, so I have school hair. This is the way. This is like, let me get it. Craig, 1975.
Beautiful.
Mother's gone. Craig, now. Because she never let me. I always wanted to be long haired, but there was a limit. Anyway. I'm going to dish a little bit to keep this real. It hasn't been that long ago that a significant number of the people in the LGB part of the LGBT community were more than willing to throw the T part of the community under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not washing dirty laundry. If anybody doesn't know about it, they can go look it up. I'm sure it's on the internet because that was true.
Right.
So I say that because it's important for everyone to understand that even in the LGBT community, there has been an evolutionary journey to understand the importance of struggling for transgender individuals to have their rights as well as everybody else's.
Right.
So I'm just saying that because now I'm going to go after some of these other folks that are getting on my last LGBT nerve.
Right.
It seems to me that once the Supreme Court decided that we could get gay married, and Indiana decided to go crazy about the cakes, and Kim Davis and her stuff, go watch my old videos. I think I talked about all that stuff
You did.
back
You
then.
did.
You did.
And then I think what happened was that, there's still some problems with that. We still need to work out some of those issues. I'm sure there are still places in this country where you have to get into a struggle to exercise your constitutional rights. And we need to stay on top of that. But then Charlotte, right, North Carolina,
Yeah.
they passed an ordinance that said that transgender people had the right to, pee where they want to, where they. That's what it boils down to, isn't it? And that ugly Dan McCrory, he is kind of ugly.
Inside.
That was mean, but I'm sorry.
Inside.
I don't like him, so I can just be mean about him because I'm getting in touch with my inner Julia Sugarbaker.
Okay.
So they decided, they're like, oh no, we're not going to have that. You all have shoved the L's and the G's and the B's and there's same-sex marriage and the boys that do with boys and the girls that do with girls, but we're drawing the line at this T stuff. We can all surely agree that we can still discriminate against T's. Because that's basically what the North Carolina law is. It says, oh no, not only can you cannot legislate to protect. And I was very happy when all of those corporations and Bruce Springsteen and didn't the NBA
Yes.
all
The
these
Super
people
Bowl.
said, they all were like, oh no, not today. And PayPal, which PayPal rules my world, but they all said no, we're not going to have that. And so I was real happy about that. And so then Loretta Lynch comes in and she says, no, not today. You persist in this, then we're going to take your federal money away because we are standing with the transgender community. And that was amazing.
It's amazing.
And so, but then in the midst of that, Dan Patrick trots himself up to Fort Worth to tell Fort Worth Independent School District that they need to fire the superintendent because, I don't know, Dan, you're the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, and that makes you probably the most powerful man in this state.
Yes, he is.
But you have no power over the Independent School District in Fort Worth. So be gone. You have no powers here.
Wasn't that the...
That was Glinda the Good Witch. So I'm just, so there's that. And then today, right, this morning,
This morning.
the administration came out and said, we're either let the transgender children go to their, don't want to say chosen, but the gender bathroom associated with their gender identity, or maybe we won't take off, we might revoke your federal funding. And I'm like, oh my Lord, it is on like Donkey Kong, isn't it? Transgendered folks and children are being defended by the federal government. And whatever the federal government is doing wrong, and I could quote chapter and verse, but they're right about this. And the thing about transgender children in the school that really irritates me is this whole Dan Patrick thing. It's like, well, no, the transgender girl needs to go in the bathroom with the boys. Yeah, what? So that the boys can beat the transgender out of her?
That's right.
That's the way it used to be. That's the way it probably still is in a lot of places. Your children, the children who are not transgendered, are not the ones who are at risk. It's the transgender children who are at risk. And the thing that they're really at risk on, this is where I get fired up. As with any group, transgender, the children who have obstacles on the basis of religion or ethnicity or even socioeconomic circumstances, anybody who has an obstacle to overcome, education is way more important to those children because they don't have any trump cards, or if they do, they're low trump cards. Because let's just be honest about it. If you're rich, white, and pretty, you're going to get your opportunity for an education, and you can screw up your life despite your privileges. But the kids, like transgender children and others, it is vitally important that they have the ability to get that education, that they are not scared out of the school system, that they can move forward, because otherwise they can't achieve their potential. They can't potentially even take care of themselves or make enough money to insulate themselves in the environment that we live in right now. So it just really makes me angry that you would be allowing or trying to make the education of transgender children even more challenging than it already is, because those young people have enough challenges. And the thing about them that I really put my faith in, because I've met some of them and talked to many of them, they're fierce.
Yes, they are.
Yes,
And
they
I
are.
have full faith, because these children who are coming out at this age in this time saying, this is who I am, and you all have got to give me my rights and give me my opportunities and do my stuff. These are going to be some amazing, amazing members of our society in another 20 or 30 years. So don't, as RuPaul would say, don't it up.